Amin Hosseini. I am psychoanalyst and clinical psychologist. In this video, I want to talk about how can we adjust first child to the newborn child, to the second child. So many of parents are complaining that when the second child has arrived, the first child behavior starts to get changed. So, it's, in some part it's normal, because when the second child comes, first child see his position shaking and he thinks that I'm gonna lose my reputation, my love, my place in the family, and the parents are not gonna pay attention to me like before. So, there are some steps and some tips that if parents pay attention to them, they are able to handle this situation. First, the first step is that when you are trying to get pregnant and when you are in your pregnancy, you should make aware the child that you are gonna get a brother or sister in some month later. This means sharing the information with the first child can help so much. And it gives him this idea that you are important because we are sharing it with you. So the first step is that you should share the news of second child before the day he or she is gonna go to the home. Second tip and second step is that when the new baby has arrived, you should never ever change any single routines of the first baby. This means if every day he was doing some special activity, it should be the same. If you change the child routines and you use this change as an excuse, because you are telling that, okay, we are changing your blah blah class, or we are changing this program because there are another baby and we should care the other one, you are increasing the anger in your child. So never change any routines. As much as possible, try to keep going with the same routines. Another thing is that you should be aware that when the new child is arriving, as much as possible, try to don't touch the territory and the area of the first child. This means it's not a good idea that you want to change the room of the first baby, or say to the child that, okay, we are going to put another bed in your room, or because you are going to have a new baby. If he had a private room before, let it be private. But if you have, a lack of space in the home, then you need to get permission from the first child. And you need to try to share the space by his permission. Here I want to say another tip to you. If the age gap between the first child and second child is less than 3 years, the damage is higher. If the child is higher than 3, this means, the first child is like 5 years old and then second child comes. Or the gap between them at least is 3 years. Usually they are acting warmly to the new baby. And usually when the gap is more than 3, they act better. But if it's less than 3, the behavior of the first child is more aggressive, more stubborn, and they may show more problems. So, let's see that in this case what should we do. If the second baby is coming and you have done all of these and you informed the first baby, you said everything, you didn't touch his territory and the routine didn't change, and still, he has a problem and he's acting some stubbornness activities, or he's showing anger or the other things, you should follow these steps. First, try to involve the child in new activities and give him some responsibilities. Some parents, they think that if we let first baby be alone with the second one, it may be hurtful for the second baby, or the first child may harm the second one. It's never happened. And if you let them spend time together, then the risk of hurting gets so down. What should you do? You should give some responsibility to the first child, which is exactly connected to the second baby. Like, you can say to the first child that let's you decide where should we put the stuff of new baby in the home. Or let's you decide the color of the t-shirt that we are gonna buy for the new baby. Or let's you decide where should the new baby goes, for example, to the bed, and where should we put the bed of the second baby. This means if you involve the first baby, the first child, the first, brother or sister in activities of the second one and give some responsibility to him, he or she doesn't feel that the new person is getting something from me. He thinks that I am in managing area, I am in controlling area, and I am a person who is responsible. Another thing is that try to increase time passing between the first and second child, like doing some activities which are gonna happen together, like reading something together, or telling a story when both of them are available, or etc. Next thing which is so important is that when the second baby is coming, first child thinks that I am losing some part of my love and emotion. So in this case, you should assure him that you are not gonna lose anything, and our love and our emotion towards you is exactly what it was. It's exactly same. And another thing is that increase the time and increase the passing the time and being together with the first child more. This means as a father or as a mother, try to spend 10 or 15 minutes minimum a day for talking, playing, and spending time individually with the first child. The last things that I want to add here is that research shows that reading story or book every day for the first child decrease the negative emotion which is in him forward the second one. This means if you have a time and if you can find the time to read books, storybooks, or any other kind of book which is appropriate for his age, every day if you do it, daily, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, if you read a book for your first child, slow, the connection and emotional connection between you and him get stronger, so the fear of losing my parents get less in your first child. Remember that most of the stubbornness or the bad behavior that the first child is showing